Dude, I'm scared.
Sniper!
Oh wait, that's DeadHeart. Chat, that's DeadHeart. She's one of our members.
Well, I was basically born with one hand. It's been quite difficult throughout the whole years. Finding games to play with one hand too is also quite difficult too. But it's life. You just kind of have to adjust to it. It's been difficult for job findings too. But with playing games, I guess you kind of have to find just a specific way for you to have the ability to play. So technically I just play with one thumb and I'm constantly on auto run. That's basically how I play. It's really weird, but I somehow manage. One finger player, that's basically it. I don't use any claws whatsoever. I had a few friends that try to help me out with trying to develop that, and it's just too difficult for me, so I'm always on auto run, and I use my thumb for everything. Yeah, I'm adopted. I was born in Guatemala, so I was not born in the United States. I think I found that out at the age of 5 when I said to my parents hey, I want to become president, and they totally shot my dreams down, saying oh, well, you can't because you're not born in the United States. I was oh, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I don't need to find out. Right away in kindergarten, or junior kindergarten, I knew that I was different, and my parents were just there are going to be people that are going to be rude, and they can't accept the difference. They don't like different, and that's just how people are. You just kind of have to live with it, and your true friends will accept you for who you are. I met some friends to where I believe are my true friends, and I met people who just felt bad for me, and they didn't want, kind of like fake friends. They just felt bad for me and didn't want me to be left alone, I guess I would say, and just would talk behind my back because I was different. Don't feel bad. I'm just as ordinary as you. There are times where I will ask for help, but I will always find a way for me to figure out something difficult. So tying my shoe, it took me about a few years to learn how to tie my shoe. What's another example? Putting on a jacket and zipping it up. Zipping it up is difficult for me, but I found a way to do that, I also help a lot of people with that. There was one woman that came into one of my jobs and asked me, how do you zip up a zipper? I explained it to her, and I was wondering why. She asked me, she's oh, there's a little girl that has one hand just like you, and she is struggling with a few things, and she we're just trying to help her out. What do you suggest? I was well, we will some guidance, but most of the time we will figure things out ourselves because we just want to be treated just like how normal people are. We don't really want the sympathy. We just want to be treated normal. And a lot of people, when I tell them, they're wow, I have so much respect for you. And I kind of like that because it's difficult to do that. And it's kind of the next level of people who only have one hand. It's the next level push of gaming. Not a lot of people would expect a one-handed player to play like that, Some people do ask a lot. Mostly children, and I kind of say oh, I was just born like that, and then there are rude people who are oh, I thought you lost it from diabetes. It's funny too, because a lot of my friends were well, you should come up with a weird story of you got a shark attack, just the Soul Surfer movie. She also helped me. It was become confident in myself, because I've always been insecure. I mean, I'm still insecure, but like she helped me become like more confident. Like people can like still do things, even like having a disability, you know. Just because you're different doesn't mean you need to be treated different, or like you have the ability to do stuff as what other people are, you know. Don't let really anyone tell you any different, because you're you and you'll find the way for what you works, you know. There are also a few other people I still haven't told that, like, hey, I play with one hand, and like I just kind of keep it a down low, because there's like a lot of questions after that. I mean, it's fine with asking those questions, but like I guess it's kind of tiring at times, you know. But they're like so supportive of me. Some are just like, yeah, you're faking it. You just do it for attention. It's just like, why would I fake something kind of like that specific, you know? I think there was one time I was like, hey, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm not doing so well. I play with one hand. I think this was like in the beginning of COD. So I just said like, I only play with one hand. I'm sorry if I'm not that well. And they were just like, well, you're lying. You're just trash, you know? I get a lot of back talk. And it's funny too, because I was also top fragging during the time. I didn't say anything to them, but like, you know, they think that I would just do it for attention seeking, and it's just kind of type of person, you know. You know what? Sometimes I do troll people and be like, hey, I'm doing a lot better than you, and you're only like, you're playing with a meta gun, and I'm playing with a non-meta gun. On top of that, I'm playing with one hand. I like giving myself an extra challenge. I push myself to the limit. Sometimes I over push myself, but I just kind of take it slow, take one step at a time, you know? So that's how I became with the crossbow. I learned with the Pharaoh, and then I kind of learned with a little bit of sniping, and was like, okay, maybe I can take it another step and just try the crossbow. Yes, I like a challenge. I know I'm going up against Jokesta. I like a challenge. I know I'm going to lose, but it helps me improve, because if you go up against people who you already know you're going to beat, you're not going to improve much. What also really helps me in the game is gun-ho. That really helped me a lot, because I know I'm going to miss most of my shots, because it's very hard for me to like do 1v1s close-up range, you know, that tight turns, doing 180s and just all that. So I normally have gun-ho on all my loadouts to help me out with that. If I am ever in a close situation and I run out of bullets, I can like still slide, still run, and like be able to possibly get that kill. I know the exact challenge that Jokester was actually going up against. I was playing with Fluffy Panda during the time, and there was a guy that was killing us with the Renetti, and we were just like, what is this guy on? He's like challenging himself, and like he's incredibly well. Played a few games, like we played one with him and then one against him, and it was crazy. Then my friend messaged me saying like, hey, you do know that you were on YouTube with this guy named Jokester? I was like, who? Yeah, this YouTuber. And I looked him up, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. That's the guy that we played against with the Renetti. So I told Panda that, and he was just like, yo, no way, that's pretty dope. I'm not really looking for a clan right now. I kind of want to be a lone wolf, see where things are. I'm just way too busy to join a clan right now, but, you know, I enjoy playing with the SXC clan. It's like, you guys are fun, you guys are just like very energetic, friendly, and outgoing people. Getting to be number one with the Pharaoh. That's gonna take a lot of games, because I just want to prove that any gun can technically be a meta gun. You know, kind of just in that category of knowing a gun and just knowing how to use it in a way.
Go, go, go. Heal up, heal up. Yeah, he's to the left. Yes, yes, yes!
Well done.
Okay, now we got ourselves a game.